Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. Jesus is the real deal. Two texts. The first one, John 6, verse 35 says, Then Jesus declared, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. John 4:13 to 14. Jesus answered, Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again. But whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring of water welling up to eternal life. One of the most basic meals that one can have is bread and water. It doesn't get any less than that. In that meal, one gets just enough food to keep body and soul together. Imagine a family where all the mother can offer her children is a meal of bread and water. That is one step above no food at all. That is a sign of abject poverty. In some cases, it is said that is food for prisoners, bread and water. Before we say anything else, let us agree that the Jesus we read of in the Gospels is no ordinary man. He challenged all that we know to be normal. He walked on water. He spoke to a few corpses and they came back to life. He used mud to heal a blind man. He talked to a raging storm and immediately the storm died. Jesus was not your normal person. If you pay attention to him sufficiently, you will discover that he had an appreciation of human situations. But he showed this uncanny ability to cross over from the natural to the spiritual, which hardly makes sense at first, but gradually you get it. You don't have to like him at first. You simply need to listen to what he has to say and what he has to offer. Then in the end, you decide whether it makes sense to embrace what he has to offer. The two texts come out of situations of confrontation. In the first instance, he talks about bread. On this occasion, Jesus stirred up an argument. The day before, he had miraculously used 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish to feed more than 5,000 people. So the next day, naturally, the people were looking for him. What does he say to them? You're looking for me because I gave you food yesterday. How about if you looked for me so you can get food that doesn't spoil like you had yesterday? But what is he talking about? The debate started, and Jesus eventually uncovered his motive. Jesus presented himself as the bread of life. He was talking to a group of persons who knew exactly what bread was, but in this conversation, Jesus said that he is like bread, but he is not like other bread. He says he is the bread of life. Jesus said to them that bread is the basic food item that you eat when you are hungry. In fact, bread is so basic that if someone is really hungry and all you give them was bread, they would eat it because they were one step away from dying of starvation. Bread is that good. Jesus says of himself that as bread, you need him because you are one step away from death. Without this bread, you will die spiritually. But he goes one step further, and this is what is extraordinary. Jesus said that he is so much the real deal that if you engage him as the real bread, if you come to him because you need him in your life, he promises that he would never run out, that he will take care of your spiritual lack, and he is sustainable. Imagine you telling this hungry person that now that I have given you bread that saved your life, there is unlimited bread where that came from. From today and for the rest of your life, you will never have to go hungry again. That is music to the hungry man's ears. That is exactly what Jesus offers you when you accept him. He will remain in your life as the bread that never runs out, never grows stale, and is always tasting good. Jesus is the real deal. The second text finds him offering himself as living water. Water is refreshing. Water quenches thirst. If you are hungry, if you're thirsty, you don't want Kool-Aid, and you certainly don't want milk or wine. You want a long glass of water to take care of that thirst. Jesus met this woman at a well. She had come to get some water for personal and domestic purposes. The woman ended up in a conversation with Jesus, and they were going back and forth talking about water and water. What is it you are saying, Jesus? Water from the well or water of a different sort? Are you greater than those who made provisions for water to drink? That is exactly what Jesus wanted her to ask. He had her full attention, and with that he laid it all out. Jesus offered this woman himself as the living water. You know that water is vital. That is why you come to this well over and over again. Well, when you drink me, the real water, you will never thirst again. Your soul is thirsty all the time. That is why you're jumping from husband to husband, searching for something to quench your thirst. That is why you keep chasing after what this world offers: money, pleasure, the next promise of happiness. And you know that none of that does it for you. You need me. You need the living water. I will take care of all your needs because this water never runs out. It is called eternal life. My friend, you might want to stop and listen to Jesus and take the real offer that he gives, the bread of life or the living water. Trust me when I say that Jesus is the real deal.